welcome to Keto-alicious. I'm so glad to have you here with me today. Today I'd like to go over some of the hidden foods, the hidden sugars, the hidden things that some of us keto people that are doing the keto make mistakes with. One of the biggest things, and I haven't pulled out a ton of things, but I pulled out just some of the things that I have had to really read and understand myself, because even just one or two of these things, you might be thinking that you're doing everything amazing, but then one or two of these things may just shoot you right out of ketosis, and it's hard enough to lose weight anyway. So I want to see if today I can help with getting a crystal clear image of how to basically read labels and how to help you make a decision, excuse me, a better decision on the types of foods that you eat and that'll help you to lose weight. So I'm going to take another swig of my water here. I'm trying to get a lot of it in. Cheers, guys. All right, so I'm not really going to start in any particular order, but I am going to just start grabbing. So for instance, this Heinz no sugar added. If you took a really quick look at it, and sometimes when you go to the store, there's carts behind you, carts in front of you, and you just want to grab and go because you're in a hurry. So looking at this, it says no sugar added. And then right below it, it says it has 1 gram of sugar. So, so if you took a look at it in tomato concentrate, you would think that's probably the sugar. But then as you go down further, there's a big fat word that says sucralose. Sucralose on the keto diet is a big no-no. So it's harder to lose weight. So all of these hidden things in here are gonna jeopardize your keto diet or lifestyle. So another thing, of course, we know that regular maple syrup is, it's full of sugar. And then the other day, and this was purely out of mistake, I just grabbed some dill pickles, sliced dill pickles, because I like to munch on them for the salty and the crunchy. I grabbed them very quickly and I brought them home, and I started looking at the nutritional values and the ingredients. And the third ingredient says high fructose corn syrup. So that will be for my husband. My husband loves pickles and he doesn't mind eating sugar. So, and I was actually really shocked with this, because I didn't think that any pickles, unless of course you're getting the sweet ones, but I was getting the dills, and I usually get the dills or the ones with garlic, but that was a huge surprise to me. So seasonings, just seasonings alone, starch, cornstarch, modified cornstarch, sugar. In garlic salt, there's sugar and all kinds of starches in here. So be careful if you're buying pre-made spices. Be sure to read them. Anything that says maltodextrose, dextrose, sucralose, stay away from it. They're sugar. They're just different words for forms of sugar. So if you see that they have any kind of starches, potato starches, any kind of dose at the end, sucralose, dextrose, maltodextrose, stay away from them. Okay, we're looking for erythritol, stevia powder. Now, one other thing that I was really surprised with, I went to Winco and it says it's sweetened with stevia extract. So I read it, erythritol, stevia leaf extract, and natural flavors. Well, when I read that at the store, I popped it and I came home with it. Now, even though it says it has everything in there that I can have, I was shocked that it has 2 carbohydrates for every packet that I use. Well, if I were to use that, I would be eating probably a half to a packet in my coffee a morning, which if I didn't pay attention to that, that'll add up if you have a couple cups of coffee and you're only getting 20 net grams of carb in your day, and you just used 2 packets, which is 4 that you weren't even aware of. So be very careful with this. A lot of these stevia products too have dextrose in them, so be very careful with that. A lot of brands, it's really hard to find it. So make sure you get pure stevia powder or pure stevia liquids. And that Better Now stevia is the one I've been using that's flavored, and it's super great, no extra calories. Now this little guy, I know we all have to have sugar-free substitutes, but this sugar-free maple flavor it has aspartame in it. Now artificial sweeteners are not going to help you with, and I know what some of you are going to say, well, we can't be perfect, we have to do, Diet Cokes, we have to do some sort of things. This video here is geared toward people that are having a struggle with not losing weight, thinking that you're doing everything correctly. All I'm saying here is go back and be aware of the ingredients, because if there's something that you're using and there's an ingredient in there that is altering your weight loss success, I want to see you be successful. And I don't want you to give up on it because of something that you think is not working. It may just be because you're using a product that has some ingredients in it that are not helping you through your keto lifestyle. So instead of things like this has been my favorite go-to, Lancanto, and the sugar in it is monk fruit extract, erythritol, and it's got plant-based gar gum, which is just like xanthan gum, and those are the 2 things that I've been using for my instead of my flour or cornstarch that thicken anything that you want to use that are safe for the keto diet. So instead of something like this, try to use something that has erythritol, or it has monk fruit, or it has stevia in it. Things like fruit spreads, it says 100% fruit. But when you turn around and look at the ingredients, one of the ingredients on here was a potato starch. So I thought it would be full of gelatin, but it has a potato starch in there. And of course, you know that potatoes are not really on the keto. So if I would have grabbed a hold and started eating this maybe on a piece of keto bread, that could have just threw me totally off to left side. So, and then dark chocolate, 85% cocoa. Now I thought that anything over 70 was pretty much, 70 or 75 was pretty much sugar free. But as I look at this, when I opened it up, it says organic raw sugar cane. So of course, I closed it back up and I put it back in for an ingredient or something that I'll use for a family member that is not keto. And then we've gotten into the packets. All of these packets you have to be so careful with. I know they're so easy, so that you can just grab and make stuff. This little guy right here, corn gluten, dextrose, corn starch, potato starch, and those are just on the first 5 ingredients, and soy protein. This one has maltodextrin, which is a sugar, cornstarch, sugar. It has potato starch, and it has yeast extract, and dextrose, and it has corn syrup solids in it. So guys, these are the little things that really can throw you off. So I hope if you get nothing else out of this video, do your research and find out, if it has anything besides flaxseed meal, besides almond flour, coconut flour, hemp flour, the things that we can have, the legal flours, these guys will just turn your world upside down. Now, this has been kind of a controversial thing. This I used to drink and I loved it. It was wonderful. It's sugar-free, it's hazelnut, it comes in different flavors, and it used to be my favorite go-to until I really took a look at that, and it has sucralose in it, which made me so unhappy because this was my favorite. But because I love this keto lifestyle and I want to do this correctly, I stopped when I found it, so I still have a little bit of this. And I've been looking into recipes on how to make my own. So I'll be sharing that with you here in the near future on how to make some of these things on your own so you have them, but you're doing it correctly. And then, of course, we've got these two guys, and a lot of people ask me, well, how do you cook? How do you make desserts? How do you thicken things if you don't have either dark or light corn syrup? Well, these guys, they are nothing but sugar and starch, and so they're just not even feasible. So I'm going to be coming out with some recipes, some corn syrup recipes, how you can have dark and how you can have light for all your recipes that are keto friendly. So be careful, guys, with these. Of course, we know that panko is, it is breadcrumbs, dextrose, sugar, yeast, soybean flour. So, and non-fat dry milk, which has sugar in it. So guys, this is a big fat no-no. We know we can't have cornmeal. So, cornmeal, it has, yellow cornmeal in it, and it's full of carbs. So this is a no-no too. So be careful with that when you're ordering out as well. Honey, a lot of people are kind of controversial about that. Honey is a sugar, pure and simple. It is a sugar, and it's going to affect your body like eating sugar as much as we love it. Then there's things like this, vanilla powder. Who knew? It has vanilla bean extract and dextrose base. So little tiny things, be aware. Now this is another thing I'm probably going to get some comments on. These little guys have artificial sweeteners in them. Artificial sweeteners we try to stay away from when it comes to the keto diet. So there are ways to make your own. And, and so the whole point to this video is to help you be successful as well as myself. But I'm also going to show you through my recipes some of the things that you can do to keep them in storage so that you have them on hand and you can use them. And then we've got milk, dry milk. Some recipes call for that. But non-fat milk, and it has 12 grams of carbs in it. So milk has sugars in it as well. So be very careful with milk products as well. Tempura batter, another one that I love, but it has wheat flour in it. It has cornstarch. It has a leavening in there. So any kind of things like that that you find hidden in other recipes, that can be a big fat no-no to your keto diet. Agave. I used to be a big time agave eater. I thought that agave liquid and powder was really good for you. Well, so this blue agave, it lifts your insulin levels higher just like sugar, and it's full of, well, it has 2.5 total carbohydrates for every teaspoon that you use. And agave, even though it's plant-based, is nothing more than under, what would be the correct word? Just just a smaller version just underneath of honey, but it is still considered a sugar. So if you're seeing liquid drinks with agave in them, please stay away from them. All of these things, if you just take a look at your ingredients, I'm almost 90% sure that you'll find some of the things that maybe are altering in your keto plan to help you to lose a little bit faster. Organic coconut palm sugar used to be my only kind of sugar that I ate. But this little guy is right up on the lines of sugar. Whether it's coconut, it's still sugar. They have, they process it like brown sugar, and it's just like brown and white sugar. So stay away from coconut sugar. What else here? Of course, I have Crisco. You guys know that this is a fat that we don't use. It has soybean oil, palm oil, and what is it? Saturated oils. So guys, we're doing, if you want to stay close to the keto lifestyle, you want to do things like avocado oils, you want to do coconut oil, you want to do olive oil. I do macadamia nut oil sometimes. Every once in a while I'll do a walnut oil, depending on if it's a salad or what I'm doing. But those really are my 3 to 4 go-tos, and I really don't deviate from that. My coconut oil has MCT in it, so I choose not to buy a separate coconut oil. I believe that, you know, that it's good, and so I use that. And I do everything with my coconut oil. I use it as lotion. I use it as a hair conditioner. You know, I use it instead of putting all the lotions on my body that have, you know, all the ingredients that you don't know what it is. I use that for a lot of those. So, guys, I hope this helps. This is just a small factor of some of the things to look for. I would challenge you to go into your cupboards and your refrigerators and really take a look at the ingredients that you guys have to see if you can, you know, be the detective and pinpoint what might be altering any areas in your keto lifestyle that might be affected by some of these ingredients. One more thing that I didn't grab a hold of was this dressing. I grabbed this dressing because I thought wasabi Dijon would be great, and it has sugar in it, and it has let's see, it has potato starch in it, and it has granuled sugar in it. So this was kind of a downer for me, but that's okay. I have family members that'll use it. So, you know, I'm learning as we go here too. So I've picked up a few things, not all of these. I've had a lot of these at home for a long time, but I keep them so that I can do videos and things with them. But a few of these things, like the chocolate and the stevia and the pickles, I was shocked. I was absolutely shocked when I found out that those were some hidden things that might be altering my everyday or my weekly weigh-in. So, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it gave you some good information. If nothing else, I hope that you guys become your own detectives and start looking at all of your products and ingredients, and this helps you to be more successful on the keto diet. Like I always say, I love you guys. Please subscribe if you're not a subscriber of mine. Click the bell up above. Make sure not to miss any of my videos, and I will see you again next time. Bye-bye.